Hey, man, you gotta have a process to start your stuff.
Sure, man.
You can't do it on camera.
Whatever process you need. Y'all need to see that, ladies and gentlemen. You need to see
It's a
his
process.
process. He's not, no, he's like Home Alone.
Yeah, get psyched up, baby. Woo! You ready? Okay.
People are sleeping
Hey,
in my.
welcome back to another episode.
You have to start it over. I was talking in your thing.
Oh, I thought you meant the whole thing. You gotta start over. We were gonna. Okay, episode 1. God, man, we were 75. We're starting over. 75 episodes. That's crazy. All right. Hey, everybody, welcome to another Pocket Change. This is episode 75, and it is a pick and pass. Number
Your
19.
thing says 76.
It is 76. Son of a bitch.
It's 76, ladies and gentlemen.
76.
The number 76. We really need to do something special for episode 100. We really need to do something. We need to
Cool outfits.
cool out matching cool outfits.
Yeah.
When will that be? That might be about Christmas time. We could get the bunny suits from my favorite movie.
Oh, yeah.
And if you haven't sold your little leg lamp, we could set that on the side.
Little leg
I'm
lamp.
kidding. Even if you write email
Hey.
after email, I am not wearing that pink bunny suit. Anyway, but yes, another episode of Pocket Change where everything sells eventually. And
Yes.
we've got a new slogan, ladies and gentlemen. You sell what you list.
You sell what you list. I love it. He's explained that to me. He's like, hey, man, I just figured it out. You sell what you list.
You do,
No shit.
but that's
I mean,
not exactly what I meant.
I can't sell that 2014 Porsche I have if I don't list it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know the explanation of that, you need to back up an episode and go to our last regular Pocket Change episode where I explain it. And I know it sounds corny. You sell what you list. Of course you do. It sounds self-explanatory, but there's a little more into it. But tonight or today or this afternoon or this evening, whenever you're listening or watching with us, we are doing another pick or pass for you guys. We got some great items tonight to go through and make sure that whether they are good or duds. So, and this is, I think you said episode 19 of Pick or Pass? So what did you say?
Yes, episode 19.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm probably all wrong. Right now, I know it's 19 to pick or pass. I thought it's 76.
19 of Pick or Pass, ladies and gentlemen. And you realize we've done, and just some quick math since I'm the math guru that gets it wrong sometimes. Let's see, 19 and an average of 4.
Yep.
That's 70. Wow, you're not going to believe that, dude. That is 76 items.
Yeah. 20 would have been 80. So it's real quick.
70.
I need a calculator.
I'm gonna whoop him, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna whoop him. I'm gonna drive all the way to
I'm good with the numbers. Don't ask me to spell.
I'm gonna drive all the way to Tampa and whoop him. But it just hit me as a coincidence that it comes out. This is episode 76. And we are doing, by the end of this, we'll have done roughly 76 items on Pick or Pass for you, ladies and gentlemen, and which is awesome because that should give you a lot of items not to buy.
Yes, at least 70 items not to buy.
Yeah, at least 70.
6 good ones. Go find them.
Except for those stupid little radios, the little jukebox radios that he's got. You cannot find them suckers anywhere. With a 230% sell-through rate, you cannot find these. All right, let's kick it off tonight. And I say tonight a lot, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, I try not to. If you're listening during the day, I apologize. But we end up doing these a lot of times after hours because we work, we come in, do our listings, spend time with our families, and then we get on here and do these for you guys because we enjoy it. Hope you do too. If you do, like, subscribe, and hit that little ding bell.
It's got over 800. We're moving up.
Sweet. 800 of you like us or you think we're absolutely hilarious. One or the other.
Yeah.
So either way, we'll take it. But now, who went first last time? I think.
No matter, you got 1, I got 4.
Okay, so then you go first. We'll do 2 of yours, and then we'll throw mine in, and so that's going to screw up our number.
That's
all right, what you got? Oh, the little Thomas trains.
The tank engine. A whole sack of them.
Those are the miniature ones too. Yeah. So those are not the full size models. Those are the miniatures.
32 of them in there.
I'm going to say pick on those. I don't know if Thomas is still as popular as he once was.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say
You can't go wrong.
I'm going to say
That's what I'm
pick
saying.
on them. $2 for 32 of them. At least you
Yeah.
can at least get $4 or $5 a piece for them.
Yeah, the lady sold them. She's like, those were like a lot of money when I bought them, but they don't play with them anymore. And I'm just read up. I'm like, all right.
I'll take them. I would offer
I'll resell
$1.
them. Yeah. She started out at 4. And I'm like, I don't know. She ended up at 2.
I think I started out at 50 cents.
Yeah. No, I thought, you know what? I don't really need them, but I'll take them for $2.
Well, $2, 32 of them. How many pictures can you
Yeah.
actually take of them things? So it can't take you long to list.
Don't hit the camera button. I don't know what it's doing.
It's taking a squad shot for some reason.
All right.
Okay, we got a squad shot. Whatever that was,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to technology. We have no idea what just happened. How do I get rid of it? Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay, just click out of the screen. For some reason, it took a squad shot. So if we see that pop up again, we just need to flash peace signs or something.
Hold on, I got a new offer popping up.
This might be a rare occasion, ladies and gentlemen. You want to show us your offer there, Benz? We'll just go ahead and break from.
Oh, yeah.
Show it to us. You can click the back button. You got a new offer. Looks like you got some paid and ships.
Yeah.
So rare opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. What you got? Oh, that's not
I had it for
cartridge.
$47.95.
Okay.
And they offered me 35. So we're gonna say, okay, I'll take 35 bucks.
Wait a minute. Okay. You have $27.95.
47.95.
And they offered you 35.
Yeah.
And
all right.
By chance, what do you got in it?
I think I have $2 in it.
Oh wow. Okay. So great deal, ladies and gentlemen. So it was that easy. All right, hit the back button and let's go back to the bigger pass. There you got a freebie, ladies and gentlemen. And that's awesome.
Hey man, listing's working. I ended up
Who would figure?
getting up this morning to 4 packages, and then I've sold 3 more today, and then that one's 4. So
who would have thunk it that listing would work?
Yes, it's crazy. All right, so here we go.
You can only sell what you list.
You can only sell what you list. If it ain't listed, you can't sell it. Remember that, people. And I've got a lot that's not listed.
So let's go ahead and see here. I did say pick on this. Wow, there's a lot of them for $300. How many's in that lot? Just curious.
46.
Wow. Okay.
But I think that's a pipe dream, because here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 of them for $8.50. So
yeah, that's probably a pipe dream.
$20, 4 of them for $4.50. 7 pounds of them for $47. If they sell, I might pick that up.
Yeah, just buy that one. I think somebody will snatch that real quick. But okay, so it does look like if you put them in a lot, so you might just take that, what's that, 32 4 8s. So put them in a lot of 8. Looks like there's almost an 8 right there for $11.95.
8 for $24.95.
Okay. So
I don't know if it's dependent on the ones or what, but here, 6 of them for $8. I probably will lot them up in like 8s and then do them for $14.95. See, let it fly. But let's see if they even sell, right?
Okay.
So 620 listed.
Okay, so 620 listed. What's our solds?
17.
I don't think that's going to be good. Something just tells me in my gut that, yeah, with a 2.7% sell-through rate, so we'll round up to 3. I don't think that's a great item, ladies and gentlemen, but for $2, if you're doing everything seller,
yeah,
the everything store model where you're going to have a lot of volume and you've got the space in your garage or a shed out back or a man cave or whatever, you've got the space to do it like Ben's has, or you want to rent storage buildings, it's probably not a bad item. Lot them up, have them to sell.
Don't rent a storage unit. Don't buy enough. Sell it before you rent a storage unit. I've done the wrong thing. I have done the wrong thing. I am at $400 a month cost here to store this crap. I need to get rid of it. But it was unavoidable with the second storage unit because I ran into an unbelievable deal that I'm just starting to list now. So I can't really complain, but I need to get down to 1 storage unit and then no storage units. The problem is now I got to figure out, as I bring it in and I start putting it on there, where the hell am I going to store it in the house? I'm going to have to take over a room. The wife's going to kill me. So if I get murdered, Christy Ben did it. Hey, we live in Florida, and you've been watching a lot of that. You watch that court TV, like 92% of it, people murder people. It's crazy.
Doing research.
Yeah.
She's been doing research like mine. Too much Dateline.
Yeah. 30 years, man. She was researching 10 years before we got married.
Oh, Lord. How much? We don't want to talk about your life insurance here, do we? I'll call her up.
She's got more life insurance than me.
I'll call her up. We'll get some more on you.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I think that you do need to get rid of the storage, but
We're working through it.
yeah, and I think it's going to sell. You just need to stop sourcing, which I think you actually have. Well,
We'll talk Sunday.
ladies and gentlemen, oh, here we go. He can't help.
I have for the most part.
For the most part, he can't help himself. But
Then
anyway,
you run across something that's such a good deal. You're like, ooh.
well, I'm not sure $2. You got to stop with the $2 deals. You got to get some deals because, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, a 3% sale rate. Yes, he got it for $2. Yes, if you're building up your thing, if you're building up your everything store, it's a fine item to add if that's the model you're going with. But honestly, he should not have bought it. It's a waste of his money and his time, even at $2. Yes, he'll probably make it back eventually because everything sells eventually. But how long is he going to have to sit on it? And how long is it going to take up storage space where he's at? Make his wife upset with him. It's just not. And we say wife because he and I have wives. Your partner, whatever, may not like it. Most of the time, what we have found is our partners are okay with it. Our wives are okay with it.
Yeah.
But, like my wife came down here, and again, you're not written in, so I can't reveal behind the curtain. But she came down and she said, "Good Lord, it looks like a dime store, a 5 and dime pawn shop down here."
You're doing it right, man.
But we'll check out our next episode. We'll talk about how my week's been. The trains and a lot of stuff, what he's showing on here, picking up for $2. I wouldn't do it. He's got it. He can do it. He needs to cool it. But that's my sentiments.
I do need to. I'm not sourcing. I've quit going out to yard sales. But every once in a while, you have a few whiskeys and you get on the freaking auction. And you're like, can't live without that. It happens, man. It happens.
It's much better you doing that with that whistle than being out at a strip joint doing that whistle and going, woo, can't live without that.
I never understood drip. I don't understand strip joints.
Not go over good with the wife.
That's like going to a restaurant and just looking at the food and paying them money. Come on.
You can tell neither one of us do that.
No, I'm eating. I want an all-you-eat buffet for $14.95, damn it. It's kind of strip club I go to. I'm in there. I'm like, wow, it's a fur bikini. Oh shit, that's not a bikini.
That brings up an interesting point. When I was in college, the first round, we used to go to this little bar up in Garner, North Carolina, and it was a private club. But I was friends with one of the guys who was a member there because he was older, and I never understood this, but they had the best shrimp. It was a dive bar, but they had the best shrimp. I'd never had shrimp that good. Maybe because I was drinking like crazy, but it was the best shrimp I'd ever had. Anyway, let's go to the next item. We talked about the trains. What's our next item on the agenda here?
You ready for yours or do another one?
Let's do another one of yours. I'll go right in the middle. Don't make it weird, man.
That's not. You're the one with the dirty mind.
That.
So, Elder Scrolls 5 or 4. This is a hint book, and this is the guidebook for that. So, guidebooks or hint books for video games.
Do they even have those anymore? I thought everything was on YouTube. You just watch somebody else do it.
I have no idea, but I found those, and I thought maybe, and I bought.
Okay, for $1, hopefully.
I did not. I paid $0.25 a piece. So I got 50 cents in.
Hey, maybe they'll sell for $2. You get your money back on the trains. There's a strange thing. While you're bringing this up, I'm gonna say I've never seen the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life is my kids. My son's a little older, so he does play a lot of video games, but my daughter doesn't play as much as she watches other people play. It's the weirdest thing I've never seen.
Yeah.
There's exactly what you got.
Yeah, so that Oblivion one, that's the main guide. It says $12.36. The other guide is $5, but let me get on the right screen. They don't have them together, but I'm just gonna post them together for $20 plus shipping.
$19.95.
Well, everything's $19.
And drop down to $19.99. Drop down to $17.47 and get rid of them. Telling you, ladies and gentlemen, 47. When you hit somebody with an offer, put 47 at the end.
47 is the magic number. Okay, 242.
I got my calculator.
Cipher ready?
I got my calculator ready. 242. You forgot to undo the X.
That's it. Boom. Do it there. 103 sold.
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand corrected. I was making a little bit of fun of him. At 103 sold divided by 242 there is a 42.5% sell-through rate. So that is a 43% sell-through rate. And so I do think if he lots them together and I probably would get all of them together. Lotted together, you probably get $24.99 or close
I'll
to
probably put $24.99 on it because what I saw there, and I will go from there. And 20% off.
And you've got 50 cents in it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is incredible. So sometimes he's a hero and sometimes he's a dud.
You know what? The blind man.
What?
Yeah. No, what is that? No, the hand's always right twice a day.
The
one-eyed guy is king in the land of the blind.
Well, I say sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. He's been both right there. The trains was pretty much the bug. Those books, which I picked the trains. See, that's my problem. I picked the trains and passed on the books. Problem. It's just my luck. As Ben says, my family peaked in the 1800s and been down the shitter ever since.
I know you hear about your history. Like, wow, that was really impressive. And since then, yeah, pretty much lost it all.
Since then, we've not done anything.
I remember 2 years, all you ate was pancakes. You got to survive, bro.
Not for 2 years, but for a long time, at least 6 months.
Yeah, it
took 6 months to eat that whole 15-pound bag of pancake mix.
Dad, what are we having for dinner? Pancakes. No.
What are we having for breakfast? Pancakes. What are we having for lunch? Pancakes. Oh, that was a tight year. But it's going to be tighter if I keep making picks like I just picked right there. Thank God I still got a job.
So what do you got there, bud?
All right. So I get these every year. I do not keep them. I've got them, but I don't put them on a leather jacket. But what I have is hog patches. This is the 2024 right here. I've got all the way back to 2020. Hog Club member, which is for Harley Davidson patch. Of course, I got the pin with it too, which is basically usually a copy of the patch or whatever. Yeah. So here's the pin. I don't know with the pin, but you did look up the patch. Yeah. So let's see. What would you say? It's a pick or a pass, Benz?
Harley Davidson's usually a pick if you can get it for a good price. But I don't know about those. I would say pick.
Here's the interesting part. These actually come as a part of your hog membership. So it costs you like $65, $80 a year or more.
What else do you get with it?
You get your roadside assistance on your hog, which I'm dropping it because I'm taking it through AAA, which is much cheaper, ladies and gentlemen. It has a bigger network. You get a magazine once a year. You used to get it 4 times a year. Now you get it once a year with an online. So it's just some perks. You do get some driving points and stuff like that. Get a little more cash back on your hog visa.
All right. So let's check it out. Hog member patches for sale on eBay. All right. Here's your day. Yours the first one that came up.
That's the exact one right there. Oh, there's a life member one. Those are interesting.
Yeah. Life member hog. A lot of life member ones.
There's one for $5. What year is that one?
83 to 2013.
Wow.
20 years.
So that's a 20-year patch.
Ones, 7 to 15. 10-year patch, $10. They're all over the place, but.
So they don't sell. Looks like they don't price them for a whole lot because they come as part of your hog membership. But if you got somebody who's looking for one because they had one and it got damaged in a wreck or they lost it, because a lot of guys will frame these too. That's what everybody's told me. If you're not going to put them on a leather jacket, then frame them. I don't care enough to frame them, so I'm probably going to list them on eBay and let them go. So how many was there? I missed the number.
Got one job, 671.
Okay.
None. That was me. 671. Hold on. Something went wrong.
You didn't click off the button. When you click souls, you didn't scroll down and click off the button.
I think I clicked off the sold part. Just left me in there. 62. 10%.
Yeah, roughly 10%. It's going to be point something. 62 divided by.
That one in your hand, though, did sell for $15.
And I actually did, yeah. So it might be worth it. Like they do sell. It's got a 9% sell ratio. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's one of those things that if you're doing the everything, there's one with the magazine or whatever.
And the pin.
Yeah. So if you find them out there, I will tell you this. I figure the older years, if we really looked and searched for older years, they probably sell better than the probably have a higher sell through rate. Maybe don't sell for more money.
Yeah.
But if you're out there and find them, there's something you can pick up. Remember, they're about a 10%. I got a 9.2, so about a 10% sell through rate. So again, depending upon what store style you're doing.
Yep.
Again, Ben's and I are only keeping these store styles up for the next few months, and then we're going to say, okay, then we're going to make a decision as whether they've been proven true or not based on the.
I'm not going to list 5,000 things and then take it down.
No, you're not going to list 5,000 things and take it down, but you may not follow the exact store model.
True.
Because he and
Mine's not doing the sell similar, and I think if I did that, I would be able to do better.
I think so too. We're gonna talk about
It's going to take me between now and the end of the year to get to $5,000.
We're going to talk about our analyzing of the store platforms that we have copied from other major sellers, or they've been major sellers in the past, and what they did, and we're just trying it out. But okay, so next item apparently is a pound puppy. Yep, I remember those.
Hello.
And if I remember correctly, I have looked into those before, and I think they're a pick. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I think they're a pick. Now that's the larger one. Be interested to know if the larger one sells better than the smaller one, because they used to make a tiny one too. Okay. I think the originals were the small ones.
That one's really old though.
Oh yeah, and then they started making the big ones. Because the small ones, like the eyeballs or whatever, they didn't do well for like small kids.
So I just put vintage pound puppies. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm looking at the screen. Yeah, see, there's big ones and small ones. I see them right there, and you can tell a difference between them.
This one's similar to what I have. It's an 80s one. So they don't look like they're worth a lot. Maybe $10.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing is maybe $10. So you're gonna want to pick them up for $1 or less, maybe $2 tops. Because some of them
are $3 for that. Just because we had talked about pound puppies last week, and I saw it at a yard sale. So
$10. So let's see, how many was there? You didn't say.
7,100.
Ooh, okay. Let's look at sales on it.
$1,100. 14, 12%, 13.
14.49. So you could say right there, just shy of 16, because you could round up the 4 to a 5 and go, okay, we got 16%. But usually I just do one number, ladies and gentlemen, which is 15.4%. Honestly, not bad for something like this for a plush toy. Again, I would be curious to take it one step deeper and see if you could do some research on which sells better, large or small.
So 83 large have sold.
Okay, 83 large have sold.
Which isn't good since it's 1,100 sold, but I think, and there's 645 of them.
So that's a little bit worse at 12.8, so that's 13%, but not enough to tell, which means that the small ones, so they got about the same sell-through rate, ladies and gentlemen, small versus big. So you may want to, now the big words seem to be a little bit more rare, but it's a little bit less on sell-through rate. That's because the small ones were first. I know that for a fact. My younger brother was really into pound puppies. He was a little toddler when they were real popular, and he had them.
There's the one I have right there.
I had $15.99. Not bad. Yeah. So it's around 15%. So if you come across it, looks like you want to try to pick it up again for $3 or less. So if you can get it at a yard sale, $3 or less, and it's good, it's not stained up, not been drooled on, doesn't have any real rips. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, plush. Okay, so I'm just going to go through just a minute here. If it's a plush toy, like such as a pound puppy, Benz, if you'll hold yours back up there for a minute, kind of turn it upside down. Okay, a lot of times, if you see right there, a lot of times they would tear there at the seam. You can easily sew that back together and repair that. And if you do it right, it doesn't kill the value of it. A lot of times the ears would tear because they were sewed underneath.
Yeah.
And I know I sound like I know a whole lot about it. I spent a lot of time repairing my younger brother's pound puppy because I was bad to tear up my stuffed animals when I was little. And I actually, by like the 13th time or 1500 time that my mom or my grandma sewed mine up, they were like, let us show you how to do this.
Yeah. You're going to do this from now on.
And so I ended up learning how to, and from that I can sew on buttons. So I can, I'm not a seamstress, but I can sew a button back on if it's gone.
I do all the sewing in my household, so
Yeah.
we got that.
And
Button comes off, goes to the job.
I would take that and turn it over, check under the ears, check the center seams,
Yeah.
check side seam. Maybe it's busted a little bit. You look at them and say, you're wanting $1 for it. It's ripped up a little bit. I'll give you 50 cents for it.
But then again, we say don't buy projects.
You say don't buy projects. I have actually bought some projects and made quite a bit of money off of them.
But a $10 project that you have to work on. Do you buy that?
Sewing wouldn't take that long. I've got needle and thread.
Sewing wouldn't take that long. That was great.
That was not how I did that.
That's exactly how you said
I
it.
didn't.
Watch
I did not say. I said it wouldn't take that long. Whatever, dude. Don't spit water all over your camera.
We're flying through this. This is the way we're supposed to do this. We're 30 minutes in. We've already done 4.
Yeah.
Usually we're at like an hour and a half.
Yeah, but yeah. So I would just sew it back up and take a risk on it, because if you can sell it for $10, get it for 50 cents. Even if you had to put a little needle and thread on it, no big deal. But I definitely would not pay more than $3 for one. And if it's stained up, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you,
walk away,
because you're not gonna be able to clean the stains out of it. You're just not.
Okay.
All right, want to move on. Number 5, last one. Oh, a baseball cap. Polo USA. Okay.
And it is Ralph Lauren. And it's made in the USA.
That's an older cap right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in great shape, and it is an older hat, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know a whole lot about hats, but Ben's has taught me a few things to look for, and I've read some. The older, more vintage style, what he just showed you right there, one of the indications, and he knows more of them.
Yeah.
One of the indications is a full wrapped brim. What that means is they didn't stitch around the edge of the brim. Yeah. They didn't bring 2 pieces of fabric together. They cut the fabric so it folded over, and they stitched it at the back, and then you get those stitched lines that hold it together. That's an older style, so it makes it vintage, which?
Vintage, Polo, USA, made in the USA. Pick or pass?
Gosh, for me, I'm going to say pass, because I can't sell a hat to save my life. But I'm probably going to guess somewhere around a 27. I'm going to say 20. I'm going to get real specific. 27% sell-through rate. And let's see how far off I am.
All right.
It's probably going to come back to 3. Boy, those are priced all over the place, though.
All right. So
$30,
vintage Polo
$90.
Ralph Lauren USA flag hat. There's 224 of them. Yes, they're all over the place. I'd buy this one. So
okay,
there's different types, right? So these are, if you look at these red, white, and blue, they end up the same price. This is the one here. If you look, there's one that's ratted out for $40. $35 looks like crap. $123 for that same hat I have.
Somebody's smoking some weird stuff. They're smoking funny things with Kid Rock.
All right, so 224 listed.
Gotcha.
Oops, I left in me. I actually have one of them I sold in June.
That's why he said he would buy that one for $39.95.
That's another one I have listed. I bought that one just for $1, and then I sold it for $40. And then I saw 2 more of these. The one that I showed you that's listed plus this one. That one's black. This one's blue. So sold 162.
That's like a 67% sell-through rate, ladies and gentlemen. If I got that, didn't you say there was 242 of those?
Yeah, 242, 62.
So 162 divided by 242 is a 66.9. So 67% resale value. Wow, and I was giving it a 27. I was 40% off the wrong direction. I still would have bought it. Actually, I wouldn't have, because I would bring the sell-through rate down. I can't sell a
No,
hat to save my life.
I think this one you could sell
Maybe.
on auction. A dirty, horrible looking one brought $30.
What is so popular about these Ralph Lauren polo hats?
There's one right there, $78.99. That certain style. This one here with the flag, it says Polo Sport. I think that's the one most people are looking for. It's the '90s polo hat. $85. They took an offer. 21. That's different.
Wow, 67%, ladies and gentlemen. So that would fit in.
$80. They took an offer.
That would fit into either model store we're talking about here, mine or Benz's. Benz's with the everything, mine with the multiple niche markets and the
Yep.
striving for 20%, hopefully 25% sell through rate and up. As remember, ladies and gentlemen, you want I want my store to completely turn over every 90 days because
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of space for inventory and I don't have a whole lot of shelving. And so the idea is getting good resale, making your money, and getting out.
This one I just listed one of them tonight. This one, when I listed it back in June, it was listed I think for 2 days. It got one view and it sold for $40.
Wow.
No questions, and you can tell it's a little crooked. It's not that great of a hat.
Yeah, but I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, if you find anything made in the USA, and that's another thing, let's just for giggles here, and we'll talk about the store. I know we're 36 minutes in, but just for giggles, Benz, let's do this particular thing. Let's get out of the hats for just a minute, go back to just a blank search screen, and type in made in the USA and see how many items are there, and then do the same thing sold and just see a sell through rate for made in USA stuff. My bet is extremely high because you just don't find anything made in USA much anymore. What is assembled here with cheap parts, it's not assembled very well. I know guys who are selling vintage refrigerators like crazy for thousands of dollars, and they're still running, still working. They fixed them. Okay, so we got how many there? Probably like 4 million, but
400,000 items say made in the USA.
Okay, 400,000.
All kinds of stuff.
Okay, now let's go over to the sold. You got 400,000.
62,000.
That's only a 15.5, but
yeah,
certain things are going to be higher on that as well. Some of that looks like I don't know that it's made in the USA. It might just say it. Because the made in USA still carries some weight, that label. And I think that's part of that hat too. But I also think Ralph Lauren is part of that hat.
Yeah, 90s, and probably a lot of people that right now can afford to buy the hat that they wore every day to school and willing to pay $40 for it, because the people that were in the 90s are the people that are really having right now. I graduated in 91. You graduated mid 90s. Your kids are just about out of the house. You probably have 40 extra bucks to buy your hat. I bought a bunch of burpee hats because I used to wear a burpee hat to school, and I bought 6 different ones. I still can't buy the one that I have, but I didn't pay $40 for them. I lowballed everybody on them. I got a bunch of burpee hats, so I think that's what it is.
See, but the guy who wore the Ralph Lauren polo hat, he wore the colored shorts when we were in school. He wore the boat deck shoes, the leather loafer deck shoes, and the peach colored shorts. And I never was into that. I was like, what is wrong with that dude? It is what it is.
I was that dude.
You wore the peach colored shorts?
I wore bright colors. Actually, I used to wear jams. Remember jams? They were like squares. That's why I always wore jams.
Cool. I wore car
because I was an 80s guy. I graduated in 91, so.
See, I graduated in 98, so I was a little different, but everybody had their own style. It's interesting that we lost style for a while and everybody looked the same. And now the new generation, which I think are weird, my daughter's in this weird new generation. I get called bruh all the time, but they all have different, you can tell again by the clothes they wear who they're with. And they got the goth kids. I don't know all of them, but it's interesting. The goth is a throwback to our grunge style.
Yeah, my sister was. We were an eclectic family, right? I worked on the dairy farm. My brother, he was a caddy at the golf course and then did other things. But he was preppy. I thought I was a country boy, wore a hat, and he wore all the preppy clothes. And then after he graduated high school, went to college, he became a Rastafarian. He had dreadlocks and looked like he was. And then my sister she was New Age, which is
Yeah.
now gone. Right? She was all black,
Yeah.
everything, Doc Marten boots, and all powdered white. I ever tell you that story? I probably have. But we went to watch The Cure in Philadelphia, and I had my Volkswagen Beetle convertible, and I drove us up there, and we get lost in the bad part of Philly, driving around lost. End up pulling up to this 7-Eleven type thing. Probably was a quick stop or something. I don't know what it was. There's 6 guys sitting out front drinking 40s in the ghetto, and I jump out dressed like a cowboy. My brother's a Rastafarian, and in the back was my sister and her best friend, and they were both look like two dead chicks. And I walk out, I'm like, "Hey, can you tell me the address to the Spectrum? Can you tell me how to get there from here?" And they look at me, then look at the car, they look at me, and they go, and they give me the thing, and then I drove away. And then my brother's like, "Yeah, I think we confused the shit out of them. Yeah, they're Rastafarian, a cowboy, and two goth chicks
They
in
were
the back."
like, did the weird village people just
Yeah,
show up?
there's some guy in Philly right now telling this story to his buddies, going, "Man, this one time, it was crazy, Ricky."
We didn't.
Yeah,
We were too scared to jump him.
yeah, we didn't know what was going on.
What was going on?
Dead girl
What
zapping
is
with her
that?
arms. Ross was cool, so he must have been all right.
But getting back to, it's interesting that hat. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you come across that hat, buy it. But
Yeah, so if you see this hat ever, pick it up.
yeah,
Everyone, I have 2 more that I got. I paid up for these. I paid $4 a piece for them, knowing that I can probably get $40 quickly.
10 times his money. 10 times his money, ladies and
Yep.
gentlemen. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's recap right quick. We had a dud with the trains.
Yeah, Thomas the
Now-
Tank
now,
engine.
We had what was next?
We had the Oblivion,
Yeah,
or
the
the
book,
Elder Scrolls
the books.
books.
That was a
Great
hit. That
sell-through
was a
rate.
great sell through rate. Then we had the my hog patches. That was an okay sell through rate. Probably not the best. It's a give or take kind of thing. Then we had your pound puppies, which
Really it is a pass. 10%, but it's about $10 a piece. You can buy them for it, and they're clean. They're not stained. Maybe you can go polo hat.
polo hat, which is an absolute
It
at
was a banger.
67%. That was a bang up pick right there. So $4 to $10. I would say $4 to $10, but closer down there around
Yeah.
the 4 mark, you can make a lot of money. So there's quite a few items for you, ladies and gentlemen, to go out and be searching for.
They ain't listed. Just ask, because I probably got it.
He's probably got it in the garage. Yeah. So he's trying to head to 5,000 items, so that with the idea of selling 1 per 50. That was what we were told on that model, was that you get to the 5,000 items, and per week you're going to sell about 1 out of 50. So that's about 100 items a week, and hopefully you're selling around $20 to $30, so that you're going to make $2,000 to $3,000 per week.
Yeah.
That's the idea behind it.
But I think even with that model, even if you $10 items,
Even
$10
$10,
items, you can make $1,000.
$1,000 a week.
That should be sufficient.
Well, for a lot of people, especially as a hobby. Now, if you're
Yeah.
doing it full time, depending upon where you're at financially, you
Mhm.
may need to get up to the $10, $20, $30, which you can do, but build there. Don't start out there, because you're going to have a whole lot more money wrapped in it, because $30 item, guess what? It costs you more money to buy.
And I'm always looking for that specific hat, and I'll pay up for that hat because I know it's going to bring me $40 minimum. So.
And in my model, where I don't have a storage building and I don't have a whole lot of space, I chose the model that we were doing research on, that says, okay, you want to do 20 items a day. Now, originally, the guy was like, you want to do 20 items a day and you want to have everything at 50% sell through rate. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go back and watch our picker pass, there's one thing our picker pass has helped me look at, is the higher resale value an item is. The reason it has a higher resale value is that it's harder to find. It is. So I lowered that a little bit, but it's 620 items. You're doing 20 per day, and you're just basically, you say you have 20, quick recap, you have 20 items, you've sold 5, you take the 15 down, you list 20 back. So you list the 15 plus 5 new. So keep it at the 620 and keep that resale value real high, because you want to try to turn it over every 90 days, and it's based around the $15 mark. So just doing the quick math on that, if you're selling through your entire thing with 50% sell through rate, 620, which is the 20 per day, times 15, $9,300 divided by 3, so it's $3,100 a month. That's basically what it's trying to achieve. It's $3,100 a month. Whereas Benz's plan that he's on is trying to generate around $1,000 to $1,500 a week. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit higher dollar value on what his plan is. But again, you've got to have a whole lot more space. You just heard him talk earlier about as he's got 2 storage sheds.
That's true.
So 5,000.
I've gone wrong. I've done the wrong thing.
I don't know that you have, but 5,000
I
items
don't
is a
think I have.
lot.
I agree. I do think I've done the wrong thing. I think I should have been selling as I went, and I wouldn't have all this extra. But then I wouldn't have all this extra. And right now, with not having a full time job, I have all this stuff to fall back on, so I can list lists. So maybe I can replace my income with working full time as a reseller. Although today I spent the day doing interviews.
We'll see what happens, and we're going to keep you guys in the loop. And of course,
Yeah.
you don't want to watch our full-on pocket change and find out about Benz's full-time reselling gig he's got going on. We're going to save that for our next episode. We'll continue doing a follow-up there on his employment status and how well he's
Yeah.
doing there. But again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bells when one comes out. And
Yeah. And thank you guys for stopping by again. And you
absolutely,
know what? We're going to try to make these more concise. We still want 47 minutes, but we did 5 things, so that's 10 minutes a thing. Not bad. We'll continue to do that. I'll continue to bring more stuff because I have way more stuff than Joel does, and he'll continue to bring one thing, so that way he feels like he's contributing, and he is. Don't take this the wrong way. I didn't mean that in an asshole kind of way. I meant that we could do this. We could sit here for the next 4 hours and just keep pulling things out. Hey, what about this? What about that? And the more I go through that storage, the more I keep finding new stuff. So new stuff to me because I bought it and shoved it in the thing, and some of that stuff I bought 2 years ago. So
he's not seen it in a while, ladies and gentlemen.
no, I haven't. I'm all excited. I'm like, ooh, this is good.
But
Yay!
again, here's the thing. Even with the small, I want to end on this and wind down. If you're still with us, listen, please. You don't want to end up with the mess behind here. You do not want to do that. Make sure that you are starting out on the right step, that you have it organized, that you're keeping up with your sourcing, your inventory for that, your pricing on it, and then make sure you're keeping it organized because it is so much easier. I'm getting more and more organized. I've got a little thing right here. When I sell certain items, I can now, and I know that they're in a particular area, I pull out, look for the SKU number that I've assigned to it. I can pack now in about 5 to 10 minutes tops. That's a whole lot better, ladies and gentlemen, than what I was doing before. Let me rummage through everything. Got it in this tote, got it in that tote, don't know where it's at. Find it. It could take me 30 minutes to find one item. Ben said he had that one item. That lady was like, wait a minute, what happened to this? He was like, I don't know. But he went looking. It took him like 4 hours to find it. Now,
because they lost the SKU because it deleted.
It lost the SKU because it deleted. So that wasn't his fault. That's going to happen. But make sure you're putting SKU numbers on it and you're getting organized. Because as we go through these items here and you start looking, okay, that's a good item to buy. Let me be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, I'm changing my system up. I was doing a SKU for every single item. I am changing it up to a box. So I'm listing a lot of stuff, and I'm doing box 1, box 2, box 3, and I'm putting them in boxes. And then I'll go and see how that works for me. Because it saves a lot of time not to have to put everyone in a bag and write the number on the bag and all that and the other. So I'm just going to try. Like I did a bunch of hats. I just put hat 1. They're in box hat 1. I'll probably end up.
I'd say.
And by not putting them into a bag, I can probably get twice as much inventory in the space that I was getting it in before because of the bags. So.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we'll do here, and I promise you one thing we'll do on our next long form, I will show you some of the things I have purchased inexpensive to help get more organized. Ben's got some great shelving. Maybe we can do show you some of your shelving brackets.
You have to clean the garage.
And I've bought some containers and stuff to keep things separate, and it's going to work beautiful. And I've got some still in the box. I'll open a box and we'll show that. Maybe we'll do that in our next long episode for them.
So I wonder if we make a video of like your storage area, right? So you don't have to get up and walk around, and then you send it to me, and I'll upload it to the YouTube.
We can try that.
Then we can open that on the screen, and I can probably play it while we talk over it.
We could try that. Mine's not together yet. My son's 22-year-old son, strong back, come down to help me on the 21st here of September to knock out this wall and get that other wall built and get everything organized. It's not all up yet, but I've been buying supplies to get it all done and been working on getting the shipping stuff more organized. I do have fold out tables too. Those are great. You can buy those at yard sales too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great to have those spread out and have your items on it. And it just helps a whole lot.
Hey, thank you guys again for stopping by. It has been a pleasure, and it's been real.
Absolutely.
So,
thank you to each and every one of you.
have a good one. Bye.